I follow him a lot.
Yeah, okay.
Back in the day.
Yeah, you sound like me.
He's got reposed.
Yeah, some of his more recent stuff is kind of...
Oh, you don't like Gary V anymore?
I still love Gary. I love the guy. But I don't get as much value now.
But he's not as good.
We're recording, aren't we?
I'm just repeating
Welcome
what he
to
said.
the show, the At Our Bolo Group show. We've got... Matt just threw a Red Bull at me. So I'm super excited. A couple things on the docket for today. Got me and Coop, and then we got our friend and fellow At Our Bolo Group member, and on top of that, the founder of our biggest bolo this month so far. So probably February too. Anyways, Mike at Slangin Amazon. Welcome to the show. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. Happy to be here.
Happy to have you. We went and had Mexican before, and
Tell them what you had, Cody.
I had chicken soup
at a Mexican restaurant.
I had Mexican chicken soup. It had cactus in it. What did you have? You had nachos. Were you going to a baseball game?
I had tacos.
Yeah, tacos. That's a safe bet.
And they did not tell me that the place we were going after did not have a working bathroom. We would not have had Mexican.
Yeah, so we're in my crap hole warehouse. I should be out of this warehouse in like 1 to 2 months. So I don't know where we'll record from, but either something else or it'll be from the house. But anyways, I've got several things I want to talk about tonight. But over dinner we talked about a couple of things. So I haven't been using Inventory Lab at all ever, and apparently, what'd you just point at?
That spider.
Oh, it's brown recluse. Or not brown.
It's a brown recluse. We're gonna freaking die.
There's a spider in studio on our desk, and Coot just casually like, oh, big old spider.
Pick it up and hold it.
You ain't gonna do nothing.
Don't do that.
Are you trying? What are you doing?
That'd be good for ratings. No, I'm separating myself from the desk a little bit. I was like right up on it.
He's getting in the ready position.
I don't know what's about to come out. So we run At Our Bolo Group, and we thought we wanted to start a third brand and it be the Matt and Cody show and but like what we've kind of come up with is we want to build At Our Bolo Group into like a brand, and our mission is every single person that joins the Bolo Group or that listens to our content or that is following us that we're putting stuff out, we want to make them millionaires.
Yeah.
So that down the road they'll help us with nonprofit. We want to feed hungry children. We want to help orphanages with fatherless children, that sort of thing. So that's down the road. Right now we're trying to get rich and build an e-commerce.
Trying to get there.
Yeah. You got to be blessed to be a blessing. You got to get there. So back to what I was saying, I don't have Inventory Lab, and so we were kind of going over our process over Mexican, and Mike looks at me and he's like, "You're an idiot, bro. Like looking at me like I've been paying 30 cents to Amazon per item to have them sticker it, and then I'm also not using Inventory Lab, so I'm forced to either case pack or be really slow with. So I don't know. If you guys want to publicly shame me for that.
I mean, I don't have it either.
I mean, Inventory Lab. It's not like a necessity. Eric, he'll tell you it's not an accounting software. It does a really good job of keeping a general track of like sales, expenses, stuff like that. But the thing that I really like to use it for is creating batches to send over to the Amazon dashboard, inventory wise. So basically, all you do, you scan the UPC of the item. It could be a book, board game, whatever. It pulls up the listing on Amazon. It has a restricted button. You can check if you're restricted. Pulls up a Prime button. Pulls up a website called...
And it's just automated? Like
yeah.
You scan it and you can see all that?
Yep. So it'll pull up all the prices that are like the 4, lowest new prices for FBA and stuff like that. So
and Keepa. You said Keepa too, right?
They did have Keepa. So what you have to do at the top, it'll have the ASIN. Mm-hmm. You just copy and paste it into another web browser, okay. And it's pretty fast.
That's way better than what I'm doing now. Like I'm literally just like like if you saw me process some of these, I'm doing the case pack thing because I can do them way faster. But I'm not researching the price when when I buy, I'm researching the price, but I'm not researching the price when I'm sending them in. So
Is Keepa included? Like, do I have to buy a separate subscription for Keepa?
So you do. It's always been that way. It's always been separate, but it's a European-based company, and you just pay it with PayPal. It's like $15 a month. I mean, if you don't have Keepa, I think he got put onto the game last week and really started using it, but. There was a time when I sold on Amazon for 2 years and didn't even know what Keepa was.
Yep.
And there was people who looked at me the same way. I was like, how have you been selling on Amazon?
Right, yeah.
Keepa is a game changer, bro.
Yep.
Oh, it really is.
It's huge. I'm doing the OA challenge with Chris. Is it Chris Grant or Chris somebody? I can't remember his last name. Dude's a freaking genius. I'm just amazed by some of the stuff he's putting out. But he did 2 separate 90-minute classes on Keepa, how to look at the numbers, how to research, how to do every little thing, and so now I'm like a Keepa nerd. Like I'm like, but have we checked the Keepa? And like literally for like 4 or 5 years or however long I've been selling, like I've looked at Keepa like 5 times in my life, So that's how I'm next podcast I'm gonna be like. It's inventory lab. That's the wave of the future.
Well, the second thing that's good about it, like, because you can pull the ACE in and do Keepa, really quick, like less than 10 seconds. But whenever you click, create the listing for that item, it will automatically print. Sorry, I'm pretty.
I'll grab it. No, let's talk.
Busy man.
My wife will probably call me too.
So the thing I like about it is, like, as soon as you create the official listing to get sent over to Amazon, it prints you a barcode.
Right.
And you can just barcode your own items. And,
so $50 a month very quickly for me is paid for because the sticker.
Exactly. Yeah, it's instant. Like, as soon as you hit submit, the label comes out. You throw it on your item, and you just go to the next one. I mean, for you, it would be a game changer.
Also, on this episode of Stupid Things that Cody's doing, I'm not tax exempt on Walmart.
Yeah.
So, and one of our bolos, one of the big ones that I've sold, I don't even say how much I've sold because I'm embarrassed. I've sold literally $50,000 worth of this item now. I'm buying it at Walmart at retail prices plus taxes.
Yep.
Some Target and some another website, but I'm paying retail price plus taxes. I would save so much freaking money. And I haven't corrected the ship yet, so I've got a bunch of little dumb things that I've got to get my life in order.
It is 50,000 times, whatever your tax rate is, here, 6-7%.
Thanks.
And that's yeah.
You're gonna throw up when you get that number.
I'm gonna call you at 3 a.m., 3:30, drunk, depressed, just planes crashing. I'm like, I did the math. The planes crashed.
I could have retired last year.
Yeah. My sales look good. My profit and loss statement looks like crap because I pay taxes on the.
Well, let's jump into why you're here. Why are you?
I want to hear about you. Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Well, like how I got to Amazon.
Yeah.
Oh, we haven't even introduced him yet.
Yeah, you did.
A little bit.
So my name is Mike. Slangin_Amazon on Instagram. I got into reselling probably about 5.5 years ago, and I ironically probably wouldn't think it by looking at me, but I started out selling women's clothes on eBay.
Really?
I would go to the Goodwill bins, pull out like 7 jeans. That's awesome. All of Mankind, whatever that brand was.
That is. How do you understand women's clothes? I stay away from anything women's.
I flunked out.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, that makes sense. Okay.
So I legit I had my table in my duplex, and I would take a white bed sheet and I'd thumbtack it to the wall, and I would get a half mannequin that I bought.
Yep.
I would set it on my table and I would dress it in women's clothes and take the pictures, do the listings, and
yep.
I mean it was kind of weird because I would like see people out in public. I'm like, oh, if that was in the bins, I would grab it. But
girl, you got a nice shirt.
But what really killed me on that, I was doing okay. I was making like $200 a month, nothing crazy.
Sure. Side hustle.
But what hurt me is I would go to the bins every day. I would spend $25, $30 on stuff, but I was a new seller, so it was like you could list 5 things this month, 10 things this month, and I had like 500 things just ready to be listed, and I was chomping at the bit, and I just lost the drive. And then my friend Anthony Castillo, he's had various Instagram names. I'm not even sure what he is now, but he had posted it. I found him on Instagram. He sold like 500 bucks worth of used books in like one day. And I'm like, wow, that's pretty crazy. I could do that. And it was a side hustle for him. He worked full time, and so I just dove in full time, doing books, and snowballed out of control. And here I am, $1 million in sales later.
You did $1 million in sales?
Total over the course of 4 years, 1 year full time.
Dang. So what's the last 2020? What's your total sales for 2020?
I barely made it over 500.
Oh, that's a torque wrench. I was like,
Sounds
I don't know if y'all can hear that, but yeah.
It's
Like a scream.
I barely made it over 500, over 1,000. I mean, it's a milestone, and I was glad to hit it. But the way I factored my revenue for Amazon last year, we all know, like on eBay, you could play the game and you could say, I want to sell this item for $5, but I want to charge $20 shipping, just because you don't want to pay that percentage out, to eBay and PayPal for the transaction, because they didn't charge a percentage of the sale for shipping. So
I've wondered about that. I'd like to know if they do that or not.
They used to. I don't know if they still do.
I do free shipping on everything.
Yeah,
so I'm probably getting clobbered, and I could be it going.
That's another thing you could say.
Hey, there's another thing.
But on Amazon, when you merchant fulfill something, you have like a standard price for shipping, $2.99,
shipping template
$4.99,
or whatever.
shipping template. So if an item's going for $20 and you listed it $14.99 plus $3.99, you really sold that item for $18.
I know where you're going with this. Yeah.
So I add my merchant revenue plus my sales revenue.
Yeah.
And it put me right over, 500,000 last year.
Nice.
That's awesome.
So
I sold a
that.
bunch of stuff. I won't say what it was that I was selling. I sold a bunch of stuff that was like $5 to $10, and then had like $30 shipping or something. And so I had some of that.
We got him.
The sting is over. Somebody asked that question. They said, "Did you sell XYZ items in 2020?" I was like,
Absolutely
nope.
not.
Absolutely
Not
not.
me.
Nope. By the way, on that note, that was crazy. I don't know.
Yeah.
Were you? Did you Were you a active merchant fulfilled seller during?
So
You had to be.
Yeah.
Yeah, you had to be.
So
That was a crazy 3 months for us.
February of last year.
Yep.
I decided to go full time Amazon.
Nice. What was you doing before?
I had quit my job to go to a solar job in California.
Okay.
And that I just didn't have really what it took. I didn't have the mental
He
capabilities.
says that, but when you went to the bathroom at the restaurant, he said he made $30K in like 2 months or something. I was like, okay, we got it. You're humble. Thanks. Okay.
No, it was off like 3 installs. Like an install out there, if you get someone, convince them to put solar on their roof, it's literally like a $10,000 paycheck.
Wow.
So
Nice.
like,
You should go to California and
yeah, but
sell a T-shirt.
forgot what I was gonna say before that.
You'd quit your job at the solar.
I
and
quit my job at the solar and came into this full time. So literally like March 1st, the lockdown happened.
Yep.
Amazon right after that, they're like, hey, we're not doing anything else like incoming unless it's like for health related.
That freaked
That
me out,
boy,
man.
what?
I thought you would have said. Sorry to keep interrupting.
No, you're good.
You would have thought somebody pulled the rug out from under me.
Exactly.
Because a lot of what we were doing, we
That's
had
all I
to
did.
completely pivot. And
Yeah.
in January, I said, I remember saying, I said, I'm not going to merchant fulfill anything.
Yep.
I'm going to FBA every freaking thing this
Yeah.
year. And then, 40 days later, and I'm doing, 700 packages. Like, it's like
Exactly. So my thing with that was I came back, and the first 2 weeks I was back was the end of February last year, and I was literally buying. I might have a picture of it somewhere. I was because I would write on my calendar how many books I would buy every day.
Mhm.
And each week I was buying around 400 books from various retailers and sending them in. When they said I couldn't do FBA anymore, that was my entire model.
Right.
I was like,
You don't want to merchant fulfill that crap.
yeah, $2 profits is,
Mhm.
So I was like, whoa, what do I do now?
Yeah.
And I was literally sitting there, my bank account was dwindling.
Yep.
And I had like $4,000 in the bank account. And I'm like, so somebody started posting their sales, and I'm like, man, what are you selling? And it ended up turning
Don't
out to
say
be.
it. Don't say it. Nobody say it.
It ended up being webcams.
Oh, nice.
Oh yeah,
He
they were
told
going
me,
for hot.
he told me he's like go sell webcams, and I'm like,
Mhm.
so I looked at the listings and I looked at what they're at in the store, and I'm like,
That was
there's no
nuts.
money to be made here
Yep.
because it was like at the very beginning where it was still like there was still supply,
Right.
and I was like, I don't
Should
know.
have looked at Keepa.
Yeah, right. I was like, there's too much supply. I'm like, I don't get it. So I like bought a couple, played with it, and over the course of a week, I sold like 10, and I'm like, maybe I'll buy more. So I went and cleared out like 4 Walmarts in my area.
Yep.
They all sold the same day for
Yep.
triple the money.
Mhm.
So I was like, okay, now we're thinking.
Right. Yeah.
I went on a
That's called a bolo.
major
At our bolo group nation, that is a bolo.
$25,000 in profit.
Mm.
In the span of a month and a half, every time I got a payout, I was buying more webcams.
Yep.
I borrowed money from my mom.
Mhm.
I cashed in my 401. I cashed in my 401k at my chemical plant job. Like I put everything into webcams. So
This
Nice.
is a crazy story.
I went from Chicago, part of Arkansas, and then Mississippi all the way down to Oxford, and I literally bought every webcam from every Walmart. Just
Nice.
like a 20-mile path, like straight down.
Yep.
And
Been there. Yep.
That was when the online order pickup for Walmart was actually legit, and they didn't cancel your orders.
Yeah.
So I had like 200 webcams ready to be picked up, and as I would pick them up, I would box them and put the labels on.
Yep.
And it was crazy.
Did you see the YouTube video from Bearded Picker? I think it was Bearded Picker. Excuse me. He not this past Christmas, but it may have been the Christmas before that, when Monopoly for Millennials was the bolo. Go look. That's a crazy video. He had a van about your size, and it was literally stacked. Like there was not an inch of his car that wasn't him or Monopoly Millennial. And like at one point during the video, he's like, everyone in the car is sold. Because like as soon as you would, I was on that bolo. That was one of my first one. I was in the basement of. That's a creepy sound. I remember being in the basement and like I was FBA in them, but like, holy crap! Like, as soon as you list these things, they're sold. Like they were insta selling, and you have a couple of experiences like that, and you're like, how do we keep this party going?
Exactly.
You know, like what's the next thing that's like this? Because this is amazing. Because you're doing the math in your head, and you're like. I'm making $11, $12 a pop, or with the webcams, you're making more than that, and you're like, holy crap! Like the solving for X is, no matter how you cut this, I just need to go get as many of these as possible.
Yep.
I saw the opportunity to like literally because I had $4,000 to my name. Besides the 401k, I cashed in, but I mean I was scared. I was like, man, like I can't do books. Like I don't know what else to buy. Like you go into clearance house now, like they're not what they used to be, and it's like I don't know what I'm gonna do. Guy definitely threw me a bone. There was a webcam I was buying for $27, selling it for $80. There's one I was buying for $49, selling for $120.
Yep.
I mean it's literally like triple.
Yep.
But going back, like I merchant fulfilled 5 items in 4 years before that. Like I had no clue what I was doing. Like, I had no clue. Now I'm like pretty much a professional at it. Like, and I love it sometimes. But yeah, going back to the original thing, I was merchant fulfilling a lot at the beginning. I was slinging a lot of over the counter.
Oh, okay.
A lot of over the counter.
Sure.
And
I think everybody will.
Yeah, and I mean it was to the point.
I'm not me. PSA. I feel like Drake. If the feds are listening, I don't know what they're talking about. I'm making a joke out of this, but I think that all of that was absurd. And at some point, maybe more people will open up and talk about it. There were people that legit got in trouble. Like,
Oh, yeah.
like over and the stuff they were getting in trouble, it wasn't the stuff they should have been. Like, it was stupid stuff. But anyway,
It really surprised me. There was like 6 people on Instagram, like really good resellers that are on Instagram, and they were posting memories like yesterday and the day before of like remember when, and like a year ago, and I'm like, man, I don't know if like that statute of limitations is like
whoa, don't do that. Yeah.
I'm like just keep it on the low for a little more.
Yeah, let's do this again next year, and then I'm gonna show you some stuff.
Yeah,
that was crazy, bro. That was like the best months of my life for Amazon, especially in the beginning because I was new to that.
I had an evolutionary moment at one point during that time period. There was an item we were buying. It was in all different sizes and ounces.
And different stores and everything.
And I went on a trip, and you catch lightning in a jar like that, and you're like, I can't sleep.
Gotta go.
Nobody can sleep. I can't. How would I sleep? And so I went on a trip. I filled my van completely up. I was actually in my silver van. I got back. I didn't list any of it in the car, which is not like normally I wouldn't do that. Normally I would list it as I loaded up, but for whatever reason I didn't. Got back in, and my wife and I, we organized it in my living room, everything that we were selling, and like it's some of these are like 15 deep of what they are, and like all the way around the living room, and we went through and listed all of them, and in like 15 minutes we did like $28,000 in sales. like it was like boom, boom, boom. Like it was just, like the phone would literally like it was making at some point one of us will sell something and you'll hear that.
Stupid.
I had a moment where I was like, oh my, I have cold chills. Like the demand is there.
Yeah.
For stuff, and we don't know what it is exactly. What lever we have to pull to figure out what the demand is. But if we can get there, we can catch lightning in a jar, and it doesn't have to be like that. It can be a private label something, or it can be Mr. Potato Head. The cat's had it back on that one.
Yeah.
But like, if you catch that demand and like figure out how to throttle it, you can have those. Like that velocity exists.
And that's the thing is like there's lightning in a bottle to like be caught every single day.
Right.
Like stuff that's not mainstream, stuff that's not talked about. And I think that's what's good about like a bolo group. Is because like there's literally 10, 15, 20 people who are all out there like reading, researching, like finding stuff, and then when they find something, like they share it, with a select group of people. Man, like that's a blessing for real, because you get like 4 or 5 of those a year. You've made what a normal working person makes in a year for 3 or 4 weeks of work, just killing it.
Yep.
So.
And you can spend the rest of that time and energy building a business that'll replicate that next year and the next year and the next year.
I think one of the things I'm struggling with like mentally right now is like I'm looking at last year and like March is coming up and April's coming up. I'm like, man, I did 80,000 that month, 100,000 that month, and I'm looking at my sales for February and I'm like, how am I gonna double or triple that? How am I gonna sell?
I was thinking the same thing last year because of that bolo. Like it blew my mind. I did 15K in February. I was new, so to me that was fucking stupid. I was like, man, ain't no way my number's gonna go down. Bro, I did 40K in February, and I was like, oh my god, bro. Yeah. I'm about to hit 100K in March in the first 3 months. That was my goal for 2020.
Yep.
So what I'm trying to say is the bolos are always there. Yeah. That was one of my problem when I wanted to quit my job. I was like, watch, as soon as I quit, the bolo is just gonna go away. Yeah. But no, they just keep on coming every day. There's always something.
So the history of our bolo group is, I was in another group and I loved it. Like I would have been fanboy like level 500 for that group forever. I would have never ever done any of this. And the guy was, for whatever reason, he made the group smaller, and I had said something that burnt his toast, I guess, or something. I don't know. Anyway, long story short, which doesn't make sense at all because I contributed. I don't know. I'll leave it at that. But when I left, I was kind of like, well, crap. I'm outside the loop. I don't, I don't ever want to have to be at somebody else's mercy. I'm just gonna build my own group, and so we just kind of started small. And I said, I'm gonna give $150 value every single month, and we're gonna create that. And that now that number is bigger in my head since we've kind of got a little more tools and more things now. But we're just gonna keep going, and if for nobody else, for us to keep going and finding the stuff, like we found some crazy stuff. None of those other groups knew about it.
Yeah.
I won't say how I know that none of the other groups knew about it, but they didn't know about it, and I'm proud of that. Like I want to catch lightning in the jar
Every day.
or the bottle or whatever that saying is. Like I want to do that every week. Let's do another one.
Yeah.
Let's find let's find with that. And if we had somebody leak some stuff outside of our group a while back, and then they were surprised when we kicked them. And I hate to do that because I don't I know how it feels. Like I don't want it to be like that. But like if it's just me and 5 or 6 friends that are in a private Instagram chat, nothing fancy, like. What I really want is the business growth. Like I want to have the access to the opportunity.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I'm in one other group, and I was actually telling somebody this the other day. I can't remember who I was talking to. And I don't want to say the group, but like really nice people and everything. But like the leads they post, like a lot of stuff's like format. Like for me, it's like where you put it out. Like I'm not on Twitter. Not on Facebook, like group wise like that.
Yeah.
So it's like where I consume, my content, like Gary Vee says, like I'm an Instagram person.
Sure.
I'm not Snapchat. I'm not Twitter. I'm not none of that.
Yeah.
And like when they post something, like maybe it's just the way it's delivered, but like 99 times out of 10, 99 times out of 100, like it doesn't even excite me. Like I don't even like go look.
Yeah.
But like when like he posts something. He's got like a screenshot of the listing. He's got like where to find it, the UPC, like
then he has a video of himself freaking out with a whole truck full of stuff.
Yeah, walk down this aisle, take 2 steps left, look up, 3rd right.
Bolo!
Yeah. and like it's just more detail. I think that makes all the difference because it makes you want to like get up and go get it.
Yeah. I feel the same. I'm in a group that's purely Discord, and there's good stuff in there. I know there is, but I'm having trouble with the way it's delivered, and like sometimes I don't see crap for 2 or 3 days. I'm like, well, it's already passed. They've already fixed it. So I appreciate the compliment though.
And like I'm not like I didn't come on here to be like, oh my god, you guys are great, but like I'm not kidding. I was one of those people that was like super anti, like why would you share that?
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you just go buy them all? Why wouldn't you go to all the Walmarts? Why wouldn't you go to all the Targets? Like why don't you go buy it all?
Right.
And it literally took me 4 years and the convincing of Eric to like give it a shot. He's like $30 a month, $40 a month, this one's $75 a month. I'm like, all right, I'll try it. And like I haven't stopped since. It's just it's crazy to me what people will do for other people, and like this group has completely changed. It's changed a lot of how I source because like I don't source the old way as I used to.
Yeah.
I hired that out. I hired my sister.
Yeah.
But like we were at dinner talking, and he's like, you got any aces up your sleeve? And I'm like, bro, like I'm still literally trying to like buy everything you share every day. There's stuff you shared 2 months ago. I'm still trying to get like.
Me too, by the way.
It's just crazy, and it's like if I had to put a dollar value on it, I got in the Big Lots stuff.
Okay.
That shit was fire, bro.
Yeah.
I loved it.
That was Coop. Most of that was all Coop. Yeah.
That was like when I got in it, and I was like, man, like these Christmas lights. I'm like, So I did a couple, and I'm like, Christmas lights.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And
I would have never found those. I would have walked right by them.
Completely. And like just since that point, stuff that I've pushed myself to do that I wouldn't have done.
Yeah.
Money I wouldn't have made, stuff I wouldn't have bought. I've easily made $30,000 profit.
Yeah.
Just profit.
I love that.
Like for real.
Awesome. I'm gonna make here the mission of at our Bolo group, the brand we're building. We're gonna take every single Bolo group member and everybody that we can add value to that will listen to us talk. We're gonna make you millionaires somehow. I don't know how we're gonna do it because I'm not a millionaire yet. But we're gonna do that, and then you're gonna help us 20 years from now or something. Whenever we want to do nonprofit and help feed hungry children and orphanages and whatnot. But like Amazon is the vehicle to get there. I think like I think I'll do arbitrage for ever probably, but at least for a long time. And then you were talking about wanting to get into wholesale. Coop is doing so well with that. I'm slacking a little bit. Like I'm still figuring my strategy out. But at some point, I think we have a private label idea that just blows it out of the water. Like the growth, like the vehicle. I think Amazon's it. Like Amazon will get us there. And then my goal is I just want to bring as much value and put it into this little focus light of Instagram and wherever we're at to, help people and bring value. So I love to hear that. That gets me excited as crap.
Yeah,
go ahead.
Like I think right now, I think all three of us kind of like depend on Amazon. We depend on like the payouts. We depend on like the sales, like that. It's kind of scary, but like as a lot of people out there know, the plug could be pulled for a week, a month, 6 months, at any time. And
so true.
To me, from here on out, it's what can I do to get more sales, to build something else that'll support me to where Amazon's like secondary, third line.
Yep.
To where like if it goes, like it just goes.
I think any successful Amazon reseller, if Amazon was to pull the plug, we would adapt and make something else grow. Like even if it's local, like
I could blow StockX up.
Yeah.
I know I could. I've looked at that model and like what those guys are doing is so smart, but the barrier to entry is just a few pieces of software, and like a $6,000 or $7,000 bot, or even the big ones. Like we could probably probably stomach that if it meant making $30,000 on the next 2 shoe drop. We could figure something out. Like
the most recent shoe drop, I think it was over the weekend, because I'm not into shoes like that. But like any thought that I had, it kind of scared me a little bit, because there was people posting that they had like $300 software this drive or whatever this $6,000 bot. They had $20,000 invested hoping to get like a bunch of pairs, and people were waking up with like 1 pair, 2 pairs, and it was like, man, I don't know if I could. I don't know if I could do that, but it's
that would suck.
Yeah. And I used to want to get in a shoe game too, but then I started seeing they're buying $220 worth of shoes and selling it for $280 or $310. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
I'm buying a $10 toy and selling it for $45. Like,
exactly.
what?
Yeah.
That's wild, bro.
It's not bolo margins, but I see how there's a business. Like I get how they're doing it.
No, them privates ain't there for me.
Like people are buying it, at $60, $70 more, because one, they couldn't get it because the bots and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But it's only, and then to them it's like, oh, it's only $60 or $70, and I'm guaranteed a shoe. I didn't have to do all that stuff,
Yeah.
So I mean, I get it, but like people like that are really killing it, I mean, they're doing volume. You're seeing people post on Instagram with like 300 boxes of shoes.
Right.
It's like,
Spending
how'd you have the money for that?
Yeah.
$20
grand on 1 pair of shoes.
So,
I just want a picture of me, like 20 feet deep, surrounded by Jordans or hot whatever, and I want it to be up to my neck, and I want to just be like this.
Bro, you got something much better, bro. You got the bolos we're setting out now. Just take a picture with them. That's the same shit.
I mean,
you know what we need to do with him?
What?
We need to take him to all the Marshalls.
Yeah.
When the cleats go on sale,
that's
it.
it.
And you could get that wall for $500 and get that Instagram photo
and sell it for more than what?
What? Yeah,
Cleat
true.
season is stupid too.
Yeah,
it's true.
But
I feel very I feel very blessed to be in this time and age with this opportunity and to have had the exposure to like even be able to intelligently talk about this stuff. Like it's crazy. I'm blessed. So, go ahead, sorry.
No. One of the things you said earlier about the payout. So you don't have payability or any type of thing like you wait for the 2 weeks for your payout?
Nope. So right now, like not to like brag or nothing, brag one of this brag scenario is like I have enough capital in my bank account right now to where like I couldn't spend it if I wanted to. You know?
Yeah, sure.
Because I ain't paid taxes from last year yet. So
Same.
And the flip side of that is, I got in. I think the week before they moved all like the new seller accounts to where they had to wait 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
So I had one of the very last accounts that was like grandfathered and that could do daily payouts.
Yeah.
So every 24 hours. So if I request a payout now, it's 9:04. I could go on there tomorrow at 9:05 and request another payout. It just takes every time you request a payout, it takes 2 to 3 days to get in your bank
From
account.
Amazon?
Right.
From Amazon.
I didn't know Amazon.
It's not instant. It takes 2 to 3 days to get to my bank
Just
account.
like a regular Amazon
Yeah.
payment. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but I do have the option to still do the daily thing. So.
Nice.
And that helped out when I was growing, because last year with the webcams, because I was getting that money back 4 or 5 days quicker than I would waiting 2 weeks on average. So
what's been your largest payout?
Being that I do have the daily payout option, there was times last year when I was just doing that, like literally like every day. I was like, man, I gotta get that because I gotta get more webcams. Like, come on.
Yeah.
Like mom's bank account like maxed out, like credit cards maxed out. Like I gotta pay her back. Like, So my biggest payout ever, it was last year. It was like 18,000.
Nice, bro.
And then
and that's in 2 weeks.
I might be lying, because I was talking to the Florida picker about it. He had a really big drop. It was like nearly 6 figures. Like he had a massive one. I got hit with a soft suspension from Amazon.
We both did.
Didn't we all?
And they were like, we need a plan of action within 3 days, and if you don't, like, privilege is gone,
Yep.
And I was like, man, so I like literally got in that same day. Haven't heard back yet. That was in May, so I think I'm good. But like literally, when at that point, I've been snowballing stuff. The most Amazon's ever had of my money was like $60,000.
Jesus Christ.
Like that's been my biggest balance at Amazon. And then of course just doing daily payouts for 10, 11, 12, 15, until that was gone.
Yeah.
But when that soft suspension came out, they literally had like 55,000 of my money.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, if this suspension hits, I have $1,000 in my bank account. I owe my mom $2,000. She's got money on her credit cards, and literally everything is. I'm looking at it and I'm like, please, just drop one more time. I'm like, but yeah,
That's an awesome
that was a
story.
wild time.
It was.
Just like with the stocks, it was kind of the same thing. You were like kind of holding your breath. Don't ever put all your eggs in one basket.
Sure.
Like, it's a bad idea.
Yeah.
Yep.
Do you mind sharing any of that stuff, or you want to open that? So I don't know how much if you heard it all, but.
So you want me to just start like from the Tesla?
Brag about your
Brag
your
number 2.
intuition. I just love potato head. Brag about your intuition, where you didn't even know what a chart was, and you made.
I am not kidding. When I tell the story, I got a call last year from a friend in California who had a friend who was like a really good stock guy. Like he makes really good money. He told him Tesla's about to do a stock split. They just announced it. Get in now. When it splits, it's gonna triple. It's gonna double. Like whatever. And I'm like, man. I was like, all right. So I put $10,000 in. Didn't know stocks. Nothing. Created my brokerage account and put the $10,000 in. Like.
I remember that. It seems like
super quick.
Yeah.
And like, man, it's gonna be like. It's like I can't believe I did that.
You were talking about it at dinner, and I was starting to feel anxious. I was like, I should probably check my $200 that I have in Ethereum.
So I'll try to make it short. And what had happened was I put 10,000 into Tesla before it split. It went up 2,000 the same day. I thought I was rich, so I put another 10,000 in. So I had 20,000.
You made it.
Yeah, I made it at that point. I put another 10,000. I had 20,000 of the $40,000 in my bank account, total everything, business bank account, everything in Tesla. So I rode that out for like a month. It kept going up and down, up and down. I would sell it, and then I would buy it. I didn't know how to read a chart. I've never professionally like looked at charts on YouTube, like watch videos on how to do that. I would just go really off of feel. Like some news would come out, and I'd be like, it's about to pop, so I'd buy more. It got so bad, and I say bad, to where I had all $40,000 of my money in Tesla, plus $40,000 of margin, which is money that the
crazy.
broker lends you.
Means if you go down 50%, you lost all your money.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
You sneeze, you've lost all your money.
And
Straight to jail.
at one point, I had $100,000 worth of Tesla stock, but I had only put in $40,000.
Mm.
So the other $40,000 was the brokerage, and $20,000 was my profit. So, long story short, I ended up day trading over $1 million worth of stocks and money last year, which
That's crazy.
which I don't have $1 million, like it's not even close. But just knowing that I had the ability to pass that volume and that type of money like through basically my fingertips was like it was kind of eye opening and scary because it's like you know, you could either really do good or you could really get yourself in trouble.
Right.
Oh,
yeah.
And when the dust settled and I cleared out my accounts, I withdrew everything in June, July, August, September. In early October, I cleared everything out. I had $30,000 in profit from starting with $40,000. So I essentially almost doubled $40,000 in the stock market in 2 months, and
That's awesome.
by pure luck.
Sure.
I know nothing. He asked me at dinner. He's like, you know, what's up with these stocks? And I was like, I don't know. GameStop to the moon.
YOLO.
I don't know.
GameStop to the moon. Dogecoin.
Did you jump on that? Did anybody jump on GameStop?
I made some money off of Dogecoin.
You did?
Mm-hmm.
I've never bought crypto ever.
Have you? I didn't buy it because I believe in Dogecoin. I bought it because Sam at West Coast Goods was talking about they were about to pump. There's some big Discord that I'm not a part of. It's not his. It's like 100,000 people or something that they were talking about. There's going to be a pump at the Super Bowl or whatever. And I actually don't think there was a pump, but I got in early enough where I've made like 30%. So I was like, that's great. 30%, 30% is money. You know, I feel good with that.
You got to figure. This is the way I look at it. Bitcoin. There was a time when it was a nickel.
Yep.
All right. Dogecoin, Dogcoin, whatever you want to call it, it's a nickel.
Mm-hmm.
So my thought is when Uncle Joe strokes these checks out, I'm gonna put like 1,000 into crypto. I'm gonna break it up.
Uncle Joe.
I was like, who is that?
Uncle Joe, man.
Like, you mean Jeff? Oh. Creepy Grandpa Joe.
Yeah. But I'm gonna put like 1,000 in crypto, and I'm gonna probably put at least $250 or $500 in some of the smaller ones like
Sure.
Dogcoin. If it goes to $1 or $5, like I'm good. You know, like.
Nice.
Well, some of the people who've made a lot of money, they call them shit coins. The ones that are just like nobody's heard of, the polka dot and the blah 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 blah. They put money in, and you know, if it's worth less than a penny, and then it goes to 5 cents, that's like a major big deal. You know, and so
5 times your money.
right, yeah.
There's a lot of people when they invest, they've invest off 2 things mainly, and this is what it was for me. It was emotion and perception.
Sure.
You could put $500 in Bitcoin and get 0.0125 Bitcoins. You could put $500 in Dogcoin and have 2,500 coins, and now all of a sudden you're like, I got 2,500 of this, you know.
Yeah.
And people want to have a lot of something.
Right.
And I think that's why a lot of these smaller cryptos, they start out at like fractions of a penny, and then they go up to a penny. People just want to own a lot of something, and I think that's a really good, you know, wave to ride up whenever there's a new crypto.
I think it's all garbage, and I think
I don't understand none of it.
yeah, like some people talk about Bitcoin going to 1 million in 2021. I'm like, oh, nuts! Like, that's a big jump, you know.
Yeah.
And then some people talk about Bitcoin going to 0, and I'm like,
Yeah.
the only stock that I've ever had like a real conviction about was Party City. And the only reason that I told them about this at dinner, but the only reason I did, it was at the low of when the pandemic hit, like all the stocks, you know, just crashed, and I was like looking at them, and then I looked at Party City, and I looked into everything, and I just felt really good about it, and that's the extent of everything I know about stocks. I invested a bunch and I made a good bit of money, and then I pulled out too early because I'm an idiot and didn't follow through my convictions, and now, you know, I could have made, if I had left everything in, I would have made a lot more. But you know, woulda, shoulda, coulda. But that's everything I know about stocks. I just said it.
That's the easiest thing with investing. And like I gave this example to them at dinner. it's really easy to look back 6 months ago and pick the stock that if you would have put 5,000 in has now gone up so much you would be a millionaire now.
Right.
It's so easy to beat yourself up about it, but like there's no way of knowing of doing that.
It worked the same way with bolos too. How many times you walk by the aisle where it had 100 of them, you walk right by them.
Or you buy it and take it back.
Yeah, yeah, that's
Coop shared a couple, and the latest one is a medicine, and I guess not really medicine. It's like a
laxative.
It's a laxative. Shut up! You're gonna tell somebody's gonna get our bolo.
To our two viewers, but in reality, he shared it. He shared the bolo. I went after it.
I found it on a list. I have the list scrubbing in the background. I'm always looking for anything that pops up. Wow, that looks amazing. And then I just went and carried on. Meanwhile, he goes and makes like a couple grand off of his bolo. And he's like, hey, are you picking these up? Like, I'm still finding it. You know, it's like, no, I haven't even picked one.
That's why I'm finding every one of them.
It's hard to keep
stupid.
Up. It's like really hard to keep up.
It's a lot of information.
Because like on the way here, even when I'm home, you know, back in St. Louis, like, and I go to a Walmart, like, if y'all went to a Walmart with me, y'all would have carts. I go into a Walmart, I might have like two items.
Sure.
And so, you know, whatever, I got like anxiety, like I feel like I'm rushing all the time to get to the next store. So like I don't ever do like deep scans, like nothing like that.
You're going in, boom, boom.
I'm going.
You got the.
I'm like I've
focus,
the blindness. Yeah.
I'm like I gotta hit. I'm looking for this in this section. This in this section, and this and that. And if all those hit, I got a cart full. If one of them hit, I'm walking out pretty much empty-handed. I'm off to the next store.
You walk by all that money.
Yeah. If I would just take my time.
No, there's pros and cons to both sides. Because I'm the opposite. I'm like a freaking weirdo walking through Walmart. Like, I feel myself. I'm walking. I don't make eye contact with anybody. And I'm just scanning.
Yeah.
And
I do that for signs of clearance.
Yep. Drive right a little bit. Stop. Looking. You know, like I know
anything that pops out. I do the same shit.
I have spidey senses.
Yeah, I did.
There have been times with no prompting, no precursor. I say that thing right there is a bolo, and then you go scan. And you're like, oh crap! I'm a freaking genius, you know. And
I did that with the Fortnite characters. You see them in the
action figures.
The action figures.
Yeah.
Like
I believe that.
Those came out, and maybe I feel like I'm late to everything. Maybe they came out like 5 years ago. I don't know. But like I noticed them at a store.
Yeah.
And this one just happened to be like had like gold trim around the box.
Yep.
And I was just like, anything that like stands out that looks special, scan it.
Yep.
And like I scanned these things. It was in beginning of January. Man, I saw like 20 of them things.
Yep.
I mean, it's all that they had of the like little gold trim on them. But I was like, man, like I would have walked by that. It's full price for one.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, who's buying stuff for more than full price, right?
Amazon shoppers.
But if I took my time, I'd be way better off.
Yeah.
I have that. It like if we're on a sourcing trip, I go in and I focus on what's selling on the bolos, and then I always walk down the clearance aisle every time I go into a Walmart. Every time.
That's a given.
Yeah. And then I just go to the bolos and move on to the next store because it's a long drive. But if I'm at home and just walking through Walmart, I'm a deep scan a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
I could be more efficient. I think what would help me is if I had some sort of like system where it was written out and I knew exactly what I like a little bit more like you and less like me, like where I could go in and be like, check it off the box. Nope, check it off the box. Because like now, there's legitimately probably 30 or 40 things that I'm looking for in any and every Walmart. Because you know, I bought this 6 months ago. Yep. I'm there. I'm inside the Walmart. I might as well walk by the aisle to see if they have it.
There was it pops up every once in a while. I don't know if Walmart's catching restocks, but like I'm just gonna drop one on the air.
Do it.
There was these glass baby bottles. Did you guys catch those? They were the Philips Avent brand, and it was like 3 3-pack natural glass bottles, like baby bottles, but they were glass.
Yeah.
And it was a green box, and they're regular $25, but they were marked down to $4.
Oh wow!
And I went through St. Louis. I got like 50 of them, and then they FBA'd for 32. So I mean, I killed. But now I guess it's just fully discontinued. They're like $40, $50 for a 3-pack of bottles. I'm like,
wow.
So like even those, if you could find those at like $25,
right?
I
Something.
mean, it's worth looking at.
I think this whole thing compounds because like stuff that I chased 2 years ago is still a bolo. Like it's still something to look at and scan. And, you know, like not everything that I did, but a lot of it. Sometimes I walk by and I'm like, oh, there's like 50 of those. If I could have found that, you know, 3 months ago, I would, you know. But like a lot of times it compounds. Like I think, you know, as we continue to go down this road and keep doing this, like it's just gonna get easier to you know, because like we have a whole history of data, you know, stuff. So
and it's a revolving door too. The same stuff that was trending last year, it's gonna be either that or something similar to it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say it right now to everybody, to our 2 viewers. Big Lots is gonna have pools coming in soon, so I'll be the first one there to get them. They had a whole bunch of them last year.
Yeah, you're right.
I was gating the intake, so I couldn't sell them.
You poor guy.
I've been checking Big Lots every week, like for the past 2 or 3 weeks. Me calling them, hey, y'all got them pools yet? No, not yet. All right, I'll call next week.
Can you call mine?
I know.
Actually,
Y'all
no,
got
don't
pools
call
yet?
mine. No, don't do that.
I can't wait for, bro. I make so much money off them this month, bro. It's
See,
crazy.
There was so much stuff to sell last year that like there was big ones like pool. I like pool. Like people want swimming. Like,
They can't go to the public pool.
yeah, right.
Yeah.
So like even like a simple thought like that. Like I'm always thinking about other things like rushing and doing this. And I remember literally like walking by, and they're not a lot, but there being pools out, and I was like, oh man, I might want to get one of those for kids. I did not even think to scan.
Yeah.
And I didn't find out that pools were hot till like August,
Yeah.
and they were like, good luck.
Yeah.
Yeah. You want to pull it? Yeah, you can go for like $700 on Amazon.
Yeah. But,
They started going local too. Like they're still going for.
I sold a bunch local last year.
I thought that was crazy too. Like you don't know the Walmart down the street, they're like $50.
Yeah.
You're gonna pay me $200 to go ahead.
Damn resellers took them all.
I had a cart loaded up today. I look pretty stupid.
Yeah, I saw your van.
It looked pretty bad.
For the record, I think pools are not going to be a bolo this year. I don't think they're going to go anywhere. So I think anybody listening should probably just not even follow up on that one.
Big Lots, Aldi, Walgreens, Walmart, Target, all them.
They're all gonna lose money.
Yep.
They ain't gonna be able to sell their stock.
Nope.
All right, I have one more topic. I want to pick your brain a little bit.
Okay.
You got to get on the road because you got 8 hours of driving to do in 10 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got to be in Tampa, Florida, at 1:00 tomorrow. It's like 10:00.
Have 30 hours
In
of
Georgia.
driving there and back.
Yeah, that's crazy, bro.
And didn't drink a Red Bull when I offered him one. So I'm going home, going to bed, and I drink a Red Bull. So all right, I want to pick your brain.
All right.
The brand at our bolo group, like what we want to do with it. Like the podcast is, you know, we've done some really good stuff, but we've done hardly any promoting or like what we want to do. We started a third Instagram, the Matt and Cody Show. We want that to go. We're gonna kill that altogether, which is kind of sad, but you know, like that's where we're at. We want to build at our bolo group the brand, and you know, the mission is, you know, like we want to build the bolo group, provide just massive value, help people resell. You've been in the group for a few months, like. What's something that we could do better, or like what? No, you know me pretty well because you have me in your ear all day. Like with the group, and like you talking to me, you know, like what I want, like where I want to be. Like what advice would you give us?
So
completely putting you on the spot, by the way. So.
You want to grow it for sure. I would say
maybe we may not even like. I want to grow the value. I don't necessarily like some groups that shall not be named. Like they have 500 members. Like I don't even like that scares the crap out. I don't
every bolo tank.
Yeah.
Yeah, like if a bolo gets shouted out in there, I'm like, don't buy that. That's not a good.
I mean, I don't know what it looks like, but maybe just like a place where maybe members. I mean, like like the Discord. That is no more. I don't personally like Discord, but like maybe if we were all in like a group chat and we strictly just uploaded like a screenshot of like an Amazon listing and you know where to get it, and we kept to talk about like pancakes and stuff like off and like weightlifting and stuff like that.
Throwing some shade.
No, I mean there's value in that. I mean guys, look, like I don't
like pancakes too.
Like I don't like pancakes, or that I don't need to weightlift. Like come on, I mean I do, but like it's so much easier when like you can go to a group and know that you're gonna find value immediately. You don't gotta scroll and like find stuff. If there was a place where the members can send stuff, like literally 1 or 2 things,
all
and just
business in the front,
strictly, because I mean, it's no knock against like you or Coop. I know you run the page, but like there's some stuff that I send you. I'm like, man, this is hot,
right? Yeah.
Hot,
yeah.
And like you have however many people messaging you that kind of stuff all day, every day.
Yep.
And you're trying to run your business too. You're out there buying stuff. You're shipping stuff. Like you have a family. You have like how many
comes
kids?
in like 5.
Five kids, a wife. Like he's got so much on his plate on a daily basis. I know he can't get everything out.
Yeah, and it's like if it comes in at like 7 o'clock, it's probably not getting shared out until like 11 or like that's time to sword fight with the kids, make love with the wife, Netflix and chill, do the thing. Like I'm not thinking about your bolo during family time, like so.
But
if it were Discord, you're saying it could just be like post it up, like I get that.
Yeah, or even like an Instagram chat. I mean, like we all live, breathe, and die Instagram. Like even if it's just a group chat there.
Yeah.
But literally, just strict. Go on, find value. I think that would help out a lot, and it would create a track record where we could go back and like scroll through.
Yeah, there's some people that send me stuff that's not good though, and I weed that out. Like I'm not mean about it. I just don't share it. And that's not to say everything that I've never shared wasn't good. Like sometimes I'm just it slips through the cracks. But like some stuff it's just like it's like a 900,000 rank, and it's like it's like that's not a bolo, and that's not even something that that'll cloud the. Like I want it to be curated.
Yeah.
I have this whole like philosophy, like this whole thought, like the information's out there. Anybody and everybody can access everything. I want to be the guy that curates it and like puts it into like a Gucci design and presents it to the cut. Like so that's my thought. Like I don't know. Like I'm a control. Like I guess I'm kind of the reason we shut the Discord down is strictly because I'm controlling. Like I'm like, no, it looks like crap. Like that. Like it's messy. It's garbage. Like people aren't getting the being able to post it up. But a lot of the members don't know each other, and that like if you knew some of the other people in there, like I think we'd have better bolos because you would trust them, or you know like I don't know.
Yeah, I mean.
That's great advice. You're right.
I mean, that's what we're trying to do in the next month or so, is trying to have a Discord out for everybody.
Something, even if it's just read only, even if we have to have moderators, or like if I just have to do a better job of getting it out faster, like
or like let everybody know, like, hey, if you share something and then like in an hour or something, like you don't see it there, it was deleted. Don't take it personally.
Right.
But like
you shared a garbage bomb.
just be like, hey, we ran the keeper, we ran the numbers, we ran the Jungle Scout. Like, you know Jungle Scout?
So I'm a Helium 10 person.
Okay. But like we ran the data, we ran the numbers. There's not enough meat on the table for however many people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I would also like to have a channel where it can be like the first 10 people see it and then it goes away.
That'd be cool.
Because there's some things that I share. Like I shared something today that I bought a decent amount of, and I was thinking to myself like, this is a good bowl. Like, what if everybody buys it? I don't know how you divvy that up. Another thing we want to do eventually is we want to have at our bolo group plus, which is going to be like I would say about 40% of our members contribute really good stuff consistently. We want to be able to have them with some of that more limited information. Everybody would still pretty much get the same stuff, but there would be better stuff that was given. Like
people who contributed and tried to help everybody
provide
else.
value.
Right. And then if the people that don't contribute, or if somebody coming in, wants to be a part of that, charge like $250 or something. So like that's way more exclusive to be in that, and you know, in that. So I don't know how you build that, but
We tried something like that, like during Q4, and then one of the members shared a huge bowl. It was fucking nice, bro. It was like 14.
you were in there, weren't you? You were in that text message, or was that before you came in?
Yeah.
You were in the
with,
text?
With
The masked man and
the media girl.
the Kaylee.
Kaylee.
That little car that he shared. Did you see that car? The remote control car?
Was it FAO shorts?
No. It was like a Hot
The
Wheels.
Megalodon.
Mustard. Yeah.
Megalodon.
Oh
truck.
yeah.
Bro,
I made so much
free.
freaking money out
God,
of that.
that shit was fire,
And
man.
he would not have shared that to
No.
the public group, I don't think. And
Yeah.
I don't want to take value away from the big group, but I want to create more. Like that's a perfect example. I want to create a more exclusive, like tighter knit.
Of people we can trust too, because somebody shared that and that shit fucking tanked
Yeah.
bad.
Yep.
The thing I would say is one, even like you're in the group, like you can see stuff, like trim the fat. This person hasn't even messaged you.
We've got some people in the
3
group
months.
that haven't paid that we're trying to figure out who that is.
Yeah.
They snuck in there. Yeah.
So, people who aren't contributing, if you're just here to look, like that's fine, but maybe like keep them in that tier, but everybody else is contributing, like you said, in a different tier.
Yeah.
But
and I think when I do it, it's gonna be like it's not something I'm gonna announce. It's gonna be like you sent in 2 amazing crazy bolos, in the last couple of days. Like I just want to respond. Congratulations, you've now graduated to our top tier. Like I want it to be club or clique sounds wrong, but it also sounds right. Like that's also what I mean. Like that's what I mean.
Yeah.
I like the little text thread over the holidays that we was all in, but it got to the point where I think it was like us 3 and like one other person.
Yeah.
Trim the
and
fat.
Like, and then like everybody else was just kind of like there.
Yeah.
Right.
And I was like, man, there were some people who like never
once
said nothing.
yeah.
And the thing, we asked them before we added them, hey bro, you want to be a part of this group? Yeah, let me in.
I'm not mad at them, but
I mean, people get busy. They all have different objectives, but
there are people in our group that are very, very, very high performers, and they're doing just crazy stuff. And I know that I could bring them value in an environment like that, and I know for sure they could bring me value. So like I'm trying to create the environment where they feel comfortable and there's trust. Because like even what you just said, it's like there's people and they're not contributing. Screw that guy.
Yeah, right.
I'm not giving my best bolo, and then who loses? I'm working my ass off, giving as much of, and I lose because you feel that way about it. So like maybe it's just. Here's what we're going to do. We're shutting out our bolo group down, and it's just going to be us 3 in a text group just pinging off each other. I say that jokingly, but I will shut this whole thing down and burn it to the ground. I care about the value to the members. I don't care about having 100,000 members. I just want whoever's in there, I want to overperform and, like, give the best,
I will say, if you guys did want 100,000 members or, like, 1 million people following you, there's literally people on Instagram that they'll go to Walmart, and I hope I'm not like calling out anybody out like specifically, but it's a lot of these like stay-at-home moms, and they'll go to Walmart and they'll take a picture of something on clearance, and it's like $30 now $28, and they're like clearance Walmart, and they'll give you the UPC, and it's like that's not like really nothing to look for. You know what I'm saying? Like there's a lot of that in my search feed. But
fluffy stuff.
Fluffy stuff.
Yeah.
And it's like what are you doing?
Yep.
But like stuff like that. Once you get to that level, though, like even if like you did something like that, stores start paying you to point stuff out, like the freebie guy. I'm not saying for sure I know that he's getting paid by Walgreens to tell you to go in there and clear out all the candy and all the toys.
Yeah.
Wow.
But like, I mean,
nobody's
nobody's buying $700 of stuffed animals at Walmart and just have them.
Right. Yeah.
There's a back end kicker. They're getting reimbursed for it, and then they're donating it, like, which is cool.
Yeah.
But like, I mean, there's a market in that too. Grow a following and then
monetize. Yeah. I know some of the affiliate guys that, or I guess I should say girls. They share the the sales or like the whatever. It's like click this link. It's on sale right now, and they're making 1 to 2% off of those. Like I've thought about maybe trying something like that, but it just doesn't fit like what we're like. But I mean, hey, maybe there's something. If I could have a network, like if I could have a Discord channel of just Walmart managers that are in charge of clearance,
Yeah.
that would be amazing.
And a quick shot, I'm not hating on the freebie guy. Dude's awesome. He does donate a lot of stuff to like, women's homes and kids that don't have a lot of stuff. Not hating. I'm just making an observation that
I don't know if I follow him. I don't know if well, thank you for the advice. I appreciate that.
Yep.
Let's close it out. I guess I don't know what.
Yeah, you got a long drive, bro. I wanna...
Yeah. You're going
I'll
to
be
do.
alright.
You're going to have another lunch and talk to resellers tomorrow. So.
Yep.
Is if Chris what's his face is there? I think it's Grant. The OA challenge.
Yeah.
Ask him what his last name is.
Yeah, ask him. I think it's Grant.
I'm pretty sure.
If you see him, just pass on.
Do you notice Cody's like effort in the group? Like, is he like one of the favorites right now? Like, is that what you mean?
I want you to tell
Are
him.
we trying to hedge bets?
Thank you. Just tell him thank you.
Okay.
I'm literally. I've never talked to the guy or anything, but like I want to be that guy when I grow up. Like I paid. It was $2.98 or $3.98. I don't remember. It was something like that. And it was the OA challenge, and I was just like, yeah, sure, I'll do it. A friend of mine was affiliating the thing, and I was like, it'll help him out, and I'll probably learn something. But like, I've learned everything. Like what I know now about online arbitrage versus what I knew 3 weeks ago before I did his stuff. Like, it's insanely different. Like I know I learned more than I knew. Like insane value, just crazy. Like anything else he offers, I will pay for because he overperformed like a crazy person.
Stuff like that is good to invest in once in a while because like me, I've been doing it for like 5 years now.
Mm-hmm.
Like I feel like I know like what to buy, what to look at, how many stars, like how many ratings does it have, like what all that.
Yeah.
And you kind of fall into a pattern.
Yep.
And you just start like you just start falling into this pattern where like you'll buy this kind of stuff but like not that. Mm-hmm. Like maybe if you knew how to work a program to get a deeper look, maybe you would buy 1,000 of that. So it's always good to like educate yourself and.
I was like scared of Amazon to Amazon flips because like I'm looking for bolos all day because I'm sharing them constantly out to the group. But like I was scared to look at that. But like after his stuff, like I know exactly what to look for, what to be scared of, what not to be scared of. And I shared one last week that was $5.99, and it was almost guaranteed that Amazon was going to either go out of stock or go way back up on the price. And so I shared the polo, felt really comfortable with it, got them in. By the time I sent them back out in the FBA shipment that I shared earlier, they're at $22.99 now. Like the low price is $22.99. I'm like, freaking win. Like that kind of stuff will very easily pay for the education.
Yeah.
The cost of whatever I paid. So yeah, tell him thank you if you see him.
Right, I'll do that.
All right. Well, good to have you on, bro.
Yeah.
So
it's worth it.
Next time we'll come to Michigan.
That's Eric.
Or are you from
St. Louis?
Yeah,
St. Louis. Oh, Missouri. Yeah, okay.
I'm only 8 hours.
Yeah, it's not that far.
Why was I thinking? Oh, because when you messaged me originally, you said that he had sent you. That's why I think that's why I'm thinking that.
Sent me all the way down from Michigan.
All right. Well, peace to our viewers. Till next time.
Bolo Group Nation, thank you for listening.
See ya.
Deuces. You have to. Next time we set this up with